Hey everybody, Tom Barnes, stories from the 78 here in the River North neighborhood, the edge of River North, at the gateway to the city, which is this fantastic sculpture right here. When you come in on the Ohio feeder ramp, you roll into the city, and it's right here greeting everybody that comes in. And you know, the Ohio feeder ramp, basically anybody from the north side walks through here. But did you know that it's a dedicated space? And a friend of mine, this is Grant, everybody. How you doing, Grant?
Hey Tom, how are you?
I'm doing great. So Grant, this space here is a legacy of your family, if you will, right? I mean, this is your father's namesake here.
Yeah, my dad ran all the Hyatt hotels in the Midwest. I grew up living at the Hyatt on Wacker Drive. And you'd always hear from the guests, you know, coming from O'Hare, they weren't too impressed with the Kennedy and the ride-in. It was like mud, litter, graffiti everywhere, nothing green. It was just kind of not a good representation of the city. So my dad started Chicago Gateway Green in 1986 to green and beautify the city and make it, you know, have a lot more civic pride in the city.
Right, and people recognize this from a couple of things. What are those things, Grant?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a full view. Go ahead.
This statue is called Being Born, and I first noticed it in the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but it's also in Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation. It used to be on State Street in front of Marshall Fields, and at one point this was going to be a big giant fountain, but then we realized it's kind of hard to get water out here and you have to worry about freezing in the winter. So then Mayor Daley said, hey, I have this great statue in front of Marshall Fields, and they were going to redo State Street. So the statue came available and he donated it to us.
You weren't kidding. Like, this is right smack dab the inbound and the outbound Ohio ramp here going home to the north side. I imagine it's a little difficult to get anything out here, keep it clean just because of all the traffic, but that's where you come in with your organization. What is that organization? And you have a big event coming up.
Right. It's Chicago Gateway Green. We're dedicated to the beautification and greening of Chicago's gateways, expressways, and neighborhoods through landscape enhancement, graffiti and litter removal, and the installation of public art. Over the last 37 years, we've picked up 1.5 million pounds of litter and planted thousands of trees, bushes, and shrubs. This site right here used to be just a dirt patch. There was nothing here at all. And so that's when we came up with the idea to make it the Gateway. It was going to be called the Richard J. Daley Gateway after Mayor Daley's father. But when Mayor Daley heard my dad was not going to live too much longer, he switched it over to name it the Donald J. DePorter Gateway in my dad's honor. And that was done in 1996. So coming up, our big fundraiser this year is the 16th annual Gaming for Green Poker and Casino Night. It's going to be at Galleria Marchetti June 8th. And for people playing poker, the early bird price is $150. That's good till June 1st. And then it goes up to $200. There's also a casino night where people that want to kind of watch or play other games like roulette, craps, and blackjack, that's $100 early bird and goes up to $125. But you get live music, great Italian food, open bar, and it's a great night.
Sounds like a great night, and that all coincides with this space here. This was like was this one of the beginning projects that you did here?
Oh, this was the first site, but now we have expressway gardens all within Chicagoland, the Kennedy, the Dan Ryan, the Edens, etc.
And you have sponsors along the way, where sports teams, businesses, corporations.
Right. Yeah, so for instance, the White Sox, when you lead down to 35th Street, this year we're doing something that's never been done before, a butterfly garden, because the monarch butterfly is the state butterfly, but it's also a little, getting kind of endangered. Yeah. So we're creating a garden there with milkweed and all the kind of things that monarch butterflies love. We'll call it the Butterfly Garden that will lead up to the White Sox Park, which will happen this year.
And then there's another thing that people probably don't really think about too often because it's always clean, but somebody's got to come out here and clean it up. And that a lot of times is you and other folks, right?
Yeah, well,
it's a dirty job, somebody's got to do it.
Well, we work with a lot of different groups, Brightview, Safe Haven, Christy Weber, to come in and do landscaping and litter removal. Sometimes we do Days of Impact where corporations will partner with us and their employees will help pick up garbage and plant trees. Myself, I've picked up, I can't count you how many pounds of litter out of this site. I wish people wouldn't just drive by and throw litter around.
Right. These are all the people right here.
Yeah, well, most of these people will cheer me on when I'm picking up garbage. I mean, there's a few bad apples though,
Yeah, we've
that
got
like
a cat called already once out here. It's fine.
Well, where's he cheering us?
I think he
couldn't
was
tell.
cheering us.
Yeah.
Or something else.
Yeah, so, and we can walk around, you'll see, and we just picked it up like a week ago, but I'm sure there's some fresh garbage here that, I'd like to pick up. But should I tell you a little bit more about our casino night?
Absolutely. Go for it.
So if people want to buy tickets, you go to gatewaygreen.org, and we have prizes for all the winners. Like, well, not all the winners, the top 10 winners, and the grand prize is a $10,000 seat at the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas.
That's a big one.
Yeah, so you can have that, or you can mix and match, or pick. It goes like first pick. It's like the draft.
Yeah,
like we just
sure.
had the NFL draft. You get first pick, you pick which prize you want.
Wonderful. And Grant, how people find out more information about wanting to come here and volunteer, perhaps, to help clean up some of these sites, or be a sponsor, or any of that stuff with Gateway Green?
Yeah, well, just go to gatewaygreen.org. We have everything you ever want to know about our history, how to get involved. If you want to be an expressway partner, you'll see the big oak leaf signs on the expressway, and that would be our corporate sponsor sign. Also, Days of Impact, like last year, we worked with Beam Centauri during Arbor Day and planted all kinds of trees by Humboldt Park. So we have those kind of things. We also do events throughout the year, like Winter Green and so on, smaller events. And our big event is the Green Tie Ball. We've done 30 of those.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yes.
Those are a fun time. Well, Grant, thanks to your dad, really, for listening to somebody who told him, hey, you can do better. Chicago can have a little bit more of a nice way into the city. And here we are. Good for you for making this a reality. This is a great homage to your dad, and a great thing for the city of Chicago, whether they know it or not.
Well, yeah, my dad grew up, he was born in Seattle, and there's pine trees everywhere, and he just loved trees. So when he moved to Chicago, he's like, let's green and beautify it everywhere. He was a past chairman of Earth Day. He's so involved and just, had so much pride. He loved Chicago. He thought it was the greatest city in the world.
I agree. I concur. That's why I have this segment, the whole thing. I appreciate your time, Grant. We'll go around and shoot a little bit here, but thank you for taking time to chat with me.
Oh, thanks, Tom.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so there you are. That's Grant DePorter, tombarneychicago@gmail.com. And go over to the website, Stories from the 78. I have a link to this whole story there. Thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you later.